Hi guys, welcome. Welcome to our daily stock market insights. Hey, welcome to our daily stock market insights. It's at 11:08 in the evening and today is April 16, 2020. And I have collected some of your requests and we are going to discuss them one by one. I know you have requested for your stocks to be reviewed. Let me just um, give a shout out to Johan. Johan requested these stocks: Dito, Tech, AGI, Ali, SMC, and ICT. Yep, and that's his request. Herwin, was this today? Oh no. Okay, so that's for today. And I also received a request from Nesh Imperial from our Facebook page. CLISSP Yes, that's for Nesh. Okay. Let me know if audio is okay, alright? Okay, so let's start. Oh, there. We have some more here. um, Someone requested new previous comments. Dito IDC. We already have that. IDC. mwide from Jose and Isdang Pinik. Jiro, I already have listed that. Lulu, EEI. Is there an EEI? I'm not very familiar with this. Vita, okay, from Kevin Val and Annie. Euro and MPI. MPI for Marife. Also Tech and IMI. Okay, nice. Okay, I hope you guys are also with us right now, so you could hear it live. Okay. Hi Larson and Maria. Yes, thank you. The travel hero. Wow. Looks like you also have a vlog, the travel hero. Let me visit your page. I mean your channel. So you want MPI, IDC. I already have listed that. Pizza. Yes, pizza. Tech is already there. Maria wants GFC. Meralco, not there yet. Now, okay. And tell from Maria as well. Okay. And hi, Jean Rose, new to stocks. So you did the right decision. It's never too late. And I'm glad that you have started to consider investing in the stock market. It's a very promising journey here. We're not saying it's easy. That's why we're doing our part in reviewing all these stocks every single day to further hone our skill in technical analysis. Okay, so just hang in there, and I hope you can learn a lot from this session tonight. Okay, so we have already a good amount of stocks to begin with. We'll start our stock market analysis. Okay, so this is technical analysis. If this is your first time, or really you don't have a lot of background knowledge in the stock market, there's what we call a fundamental analysis and a technical analysis. So fundamental analysis really just talks about uh, the background of the company. You are reviewing the financials, potentials, future growth, that's fundamentals. But technical analysis will require you to use some of the tools to aid you in deciding whether your chosen stock is already good to enter at. Okay, so what we are using right now are our indicators. This is what you call a Bollinger Band, and this below here is RSI. So you just have to click this to get those activated and appear here on your chart. All right, so let's talk about PSEI. In the previous days, we've been seeing nice moves from the index, and if you can remember it right, yesterday we also plotted this area as our possible support, and that didn't change. Good, because I'm not saying good because all the index stocks in the index declined, but I'm saying good because we're still given a chance to see if we can enter at a much cheaper price. So this is a 7% decrease in the price, so I'm thinking this is a significant drop. Sometimes when there is a significant drop, right away there would be a slight recovery. I'm not saying it will overtake this candlestick right away, but because we see a support being formed here, I really do hope that tomorrow we will have a slight bounce at least, with us maintaining the support at this level. So unless this gets broken, I'm still going to go for this area as our possible support. But I suggest, of course, let's wait for a confirmation, something like this, right? There's a red and then the next day there's a green. So I'm thinking if there is a green there, then that's your confirmation that it is a bounce. But if there's another red, don't even get in yet. Okay, so wait for a confirmation before you enter. But that will, of course, vary depending on the individual stocks that we're going to review tonight. Because remember, the index is just like a basket of the blue chip companies. So we still have to rely on those individual stocks chart. So let's start with CLI. Okay, CLI, you are currently sitting at a short-term resistance here, and there was an attempt to rally to the upside, but there was some rejection that happened here. So we still would like to consider this area as a possible resistance, because in the previous days, this is the area where you had some rejection happening. For now, I'd like us to check this area as our possible support. Although there's an MA20 line there, I am more into believing that this is a more solid support than the MA20 line. And take note, your support could be an area, so it could be slightly lower or slightly higher, but we have some more indications here that would say that this is a much better support than the MA20 line. Okay, so 3.79 is our possible support. If you want, you can do range trading, but this is really very minimal. How much is your possible increase? Yeah, your call. 6%. Enter here and exit there. Okay, but this stock is starting to become more constricted, like what happened here. I mentioned this yesterday as well, and in our previous sessions. Whenever this becomes constricted, so there's pressure being formed there, and then all of a sudden there's a massive either movement downwards or to the upside, depending on where the sentiment is at the last movement here while this is being constricted. Okay, SSP. Okay, SSP is showing great signs here. I'm not sure if we covered this yesterday, but this is the support that I see for SSP. Okay, so that's the support area. You had your resistance here, and for several days here used to be resistance, and then we moved above it, and it's being tested. That means this could be a possible support area. Now, I'm not saying that it will give us a chance right away, or we might have some more movements to the upside, but overall our sentiment here is bullish. So this is the ideal support, but your call. You can either somewhere in between here is already fine, but just looking at our chart here, I suggest we still wait here. Okay, that's the support that we have. Also, just be extra careful in terms of the overbought level. I still see some, I see that we might have some more movements up here because we're still within this line, but we're close to that level already. Okay, so, but sometimes there are also occasions when we stay here in the overbought area. Sorry, did I say oversold? Overbought area for several days. We linger in that space for several days. Okay, but this is a promising formation. FNI. FNI, you might be going back here. That's a weakness, and it might revisit your 0.62, and observe what happens right here. So we've been down. I think we've reached the bottom. It's just retesting, making a brand new support. Okay, so this is already your first high, second high, which is your higher high. So this is your low, so this could mean your lower low. See that? This right here. So we might create another support at the 0.62 level. Okay. Okay, so I stopped at John Rose wanted JFC, Cebu Pacific, and Ali. Okay, I'll list that down. Cebu Pacific and Ali. Hi, can you check our T and Vita? I already have Vita. Let's just check T. Video SMC from Herwin Ignacio. Okay. Let's continue. Dito. Dito is let's create a brand new support at this level. Okay, it's just resting, guys. Previously there was a red candlestick here, and then more decline that happened, but very minimal. So I'm thinking, you see, from here you had so much volume, and then there was a decline, but not that much. And then as it declines further, the volume is also getting lower. That means less and less are already exiting. That means there's a big chance that we might recover soon, because your indicators also suggest that you have reached a possible area of support, because that used to be a resistance right here and right here. So 1.76 is an area to possibly catch this. And for those who'd like to enter, you can still enter at that level. And the next one is Tech. Tech, wow, nice jump, Tech. Of course, even though we are so tempted, because you know that's already triggering your upper band, I feel that some people will definitely take profit tomorrow. And just find your timing. You can use a faster time frame, because I believe a lot of the traders are just into this for trading and not for long-term investing. So know your objective. If you just want to trade this, look at the daily chart. You can also look at the weekly chart, just to really know the overall sentiment and possible direction. Okay, but if you want to really enter, so now that you have stronger conviction that yes, the sentiment is really bullish, all you needed to do, from a weekly, you check daily, and then you go to a much faster time frame. Let's say 15. Okay, see that? Even though in the weekly and the daily, you know that it's moving up, but looking at the chart here, there could be a possible retracement, right? Allowing you to haggle at least some few pesos. The reason why I said that there could be a possible profit taking is because you are sitting at an overbought level. See that? You're at the overbought level, and there might be a chance to for you to catch it at 780 if you are in trading this. Okay, so you can play the 15-minute chart, you can play the 10-minute chart, it's up to you, but following the same concept, you can also determine which price you can enter at. The next is AGI. So I'm going back to the dailies. AGI, most likely it'll just form and test this possible support first, okay? Meaning it will test. So tomorrow is going to be a decision making day, because either it bounced in that level because this used to be a resistance, or it continues to break that. So watch out. 6.99 or 7 is our area of focus. ALI. ALI, we got a breakdown in price. Same with the previous stock. This could be a possible support, and this is a significant drop. So let us see, and also this is an MA20 line. So let us see if it will create a support and we have a quick bounce the following day. So your trigger is C if 30.20. If we have movements above 30.20, that would be great. Otherwise, if the sentiment is really into breaking that line, then stay away from the stock for now, as I feel that if this gets broken, then it will again revisit our 23.5 level, and that's the time we can again go back to the drawing board and see if it's already a good time to buy. But two areas, possible area of bounce. If it breaks, this is the next area. Okay. The next one is SMC. SMC has some weakness here. Okay, that's a sign of weakness, and it might go back to 94.84, which is for me a good opportunity to add some more volume. This is San Miguel Corporation, guys, and once we're back to normal, people will drink beer and of course consume their products. So yes, good opportunity. Look at that. Seldom will we catch an opportunity like this. The last time we had that was back in 2017. Okay, so just wait for proper timing. You might be able to get in at the 94.84, which is a possible support. ICT just went back to the support. So you thought the past 2 days, you missed the opportunity. Nope, the market actually gave you a chance. So let me plot this area. That's the possible support. Let's see if it will bounce tomorrow. Okay. But definitely that for me is already a support level. A slight overshoot downwards would be fine, but the lowest you can go is 65.4. But this is already an area, a good area to really monitor for an entry. How's everyone so far? Wow, 27? For the first time. I think this is my first time to reach this much concurrent or live viewers. Thank you. Let's check out the others saying hi here. Excited to learn from you all. Hi from Johan. Jude, can you check our... Okay, I got that. Joseph Vilyaban said good evening. Jose shlph, of course. shlph. gtcap from Aristotle, and tech already checked that, Joseph, Ma, and Mac, and the Gasha, Facey, Parivipo, IDC, and MPI. I already have MPI. IDC, almost, we're near that. Okay, could you kindly discuss SSP? Oh, I hope you heard that. SSP was the second one, but let's try to go back to that in case we have some time, okay? Jose says, hi, okay. So we left off with ICT. The next would be IDC mwide. Okay, IDC next. IDC. Okay, IDC just revisited your support. Okay, so check what happens here, guys. This could be your support, okay? And we're still at the bottom, okay? First bottom, second bottom. Now let's see what happened in the double bottom here. So that's another formation that you can also check out. In a double bottom, if your RSI shows something like this, that means you are about to face a possible change in direction. Okay, so it's possible that these two already did that, but still, your if it touches this level again, your RSI is still moving to the upside, so that's still a continuous climb. I'd say 150 is really a good area to check out. Put this in your watch list. Okay, let me put that as well. Add stock. IDC. Now, what you can do, again, study the fundamentals first. If you're an investor, study the company, everything end to end. If you have the means to find information, get that. Of course, you have the internet, PSE Edge, that's a very good resource. And then now that you know the fundamentals and you feel good about the company, go ahead, enter the company after you do your technical analysis, which is what we are doing right now. And as per technical analysis, it says that you are at a very attractive position. All you needed to see is a green candlestick to confirm the bounce. mwide. mwide is going to looks like retrace further, but it will just probably stop at the MA20 area. Okay, so that could be our next possible support, 6.74, before it rallies to the upside. It's fine. That is a much better movement. It stabilizes and strengthens your support level first before it shoots up. And EEI. Okay, also this stock is just trying to stabilize and create a support in this level. And let us see if here you continue to move up, right? This part over here, if it continues to climb while we are stabilizing at this level, then that's a good sign. 5.33 is an area to watch out for your support. And wow, this is so far. It's only April and they already disclosed this. That is fine. Also, good earnings, but with the current situation right now, even if the companies are really in good standing, they're all affected. Next one would be Vita. Vita might also dip further, and we'll go back to this level. The reason being is that you had for 2 days straight, the price hits this level and bounces, so that created a support. And previously this was a resistance, which is exactly at the same line. So your previous resistance Once that gets broken, normally it revisits that and moves up, and then would also create a support. Now previous resistance becomes a support. Now another thing to watch out for, because this might continue to go down, check if it touches 0.76. And what we want to see here, when it touches that level, your RSI on the other hand is showing an upward direction. When it does that, all you needed to do is wait for a possible green candlestick like this to confirm that bounce. ANI. Okay, ANI, another promising formation. This is a constricted Bollinger Band, and slowly this is trying to trigger that upper band, expanding it. So like this one, okay? For several days, it's just moving within this sentiment, downward movement, and all of a sudden it just massively went down. Right here, constricted, starting to trigger the upward Bollinger Band, and you know what's the next possible movement there. Okay, but let's just plot our support right here, which is really close to where it is at right now. So your call if you want to wait till 6.84 or just enter, because either way it's really close to a support level. All right, the next is euro. Euro might also continue to dip. Let's plot it here, because I see support formed here. This used to be a resistance, which is also your MA20 line. So it might revisit your 1.97 before it goes up, which is just stabilizing your, confirming your support area. MPI. MPI also revisited a possible support. I'd like to do that right around 250 level. Okay, around the 250 level, there was some stabilization happening right there, or consolidation happening right there. So if it dips, I don't think it'll dip too much, right? Just in the 250 area. But again, if that gets broken, then that's it. We might have some more movements downwards there, but looking at this formation, it looks like we won't go any lower than this. The next possible movement would be a bounce. So 250 level. Tech. Oh, we did that. We already reviewed it. IMI. Nice. Good catch. I wonder where you entered, but just in case, this gives you, so this used to be a resistance, right? And it was touched here again and here too. So if people will take profit, because 16.67% increase in a day is already a significant increase in the Philippine market. So it's up to you if you want to go back, wait for it to drop here or anywhere from 560 to 489. That could already mean a promising entry price, because look at your possible risk. This is your risk. This is your possible reward. I'm not saying right away it will reach that, but you know, slowly could reach this first or reach this first. But in terms of when, we really don't know. It could take years, or it could only take a few months or weeks, right? Overall, 4.89, between 4.89 to 560 would be a good entry price already. Pizza. I want pizza. But it says next time. Because it might retrace. People are taking profit. Okay. But look at that. Okay. 2 straight days of the same size, okay, but the people who took profit here is like this, okay, just very few. So let us say if I'm going to compare it, my analogy, right? So this is, let's say, 100 people, right? 100 people This is 50. Okay, I'll draw a line. Okay, so this is 50 people, 50 people, 50 people, 50 people. For 2 straight days, this price increased, okay, by from here to here, a possible 20% increase, okay. And there were 200 people who traded that. But today, only 50 people exited the trade. That means there are 150 people left invested in this pizza and are still not going out. Okay, but some people might, take profit or might exit, and depending on the volume that we have tomorrow, then that means it will now give us an idea how much or how many people are still left invested here. So if the volume is declining as we go down, that means a lot of people are still holding on to their position because they see a possible bounce. They see that it could potentially bounce. You see that? I hope I was able to explain that clearly. But overall, looking at the formation of the chart here, with the resistance plotted right in this area, you also have your MA20 line. This is an MA20 line. It might revisit that. Okay, so the only we're hoping for just a small volume. If it declines, just small volume, something like this, right? This one, right? Look at this. As we go down further, the volume is also starting to decline here because they know it's already cheap and they will not exit anymore. Okay, see that? So we want, as it goes down, less and less volume. The next one is JFC. It's still loading, but let's read some messages here. This is really awesome. Oh, and that's really nice, Jean Rose. I hope I'm able to explain it in the simplest way possible, and I hope you're able to catch up as well. Maria, can you please briefly describe where and how do you decide your support line? Thank you. Okay, I'll try my best to inject that in all of the chart that all of the stocks that we're going to review. Hi, BDO and smph. I think I have that listed. Not yet. BDO is there. smph. And that is from Angel. ANI already did, Kevin. I hope you were able to hear that. Mac is already there. MBT or MBTI? Let's just write that. And FMETF. Okay. So, and Maria said to explain how do I decide support and resistance. Okay. So let's take a look at the next example, which is JFC. Okay. A resistance right here, the reason why we said that it's a possible resistance is because, well, in this analysis here, we said that it might go down. I'm not saying, it could be a resistance as well because this one, from where it is at right now, I first see that, okay, this kind of candlestick is actually a bearish candlestick. It's a sign of weakness. And then second thing I look to the left. Okay, from here, I look to the left. Is there an area where you see price landing and it's either, rejecting it? And we have two. So this and this. So that's a rejection. Okay. What about if I move further to the left? Now, still move further. Move further. Okay. Look at this area. So just right at the line where it is at right now, you look to the left. So this used to be, look at this. This used to be a, make it bigger, possible support right here. Support was formed here and a resistance was formed here. Okay. And always we follow the concept that your previous resistance, which is like your ceiling, okay, if your ceiling gets broken, right, we go beyond the ceiling, the next possible action is it will revisit that line at one point, which it took several months, and it will create a support in that area. So your previous resistance will act as a support when that gets broken. Now we move forward, so we look at that area now. So because historically speaking we found a story in that line, then we will say that let's watch out, because this will also create a possible repetition of that kind of formation. So we just started with reading the candlestick, and then it branched out to something else, and it will also branch out next to another indicator. So the more uh, signs you see that would prove your allegation that that's a resistance, the better it is. That makes it stronger. Okay. So like yesterday, we mentioned that there could be a possible profit taking that will happen today, and we were correct. Now, the next thing that I'd like to say is that up to which part now could it potentially drop? So yesterday we were mentioning that it might create a support in this level, or if it breaks that, the next possible support now is here. The reason for that is you had this, it jumped right here, right? It stopped right here. It's just that there was a gap down that happened. So this will be your next possible support that it will revisit. And if you have a bounce there, then that would again confirm your support. If this gets broken, then the next possible stop is here. The reason why I said that is previously you had some consolidation here which acted like your ceiling or a resistance, and that got broken, then it might just revisit either up to here because of this or up to here because of this. So that's support and resistance. Okay. So Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific also took profit. People took profit, and so it might go back again. So same concept. This used to be a resistance. We broke that line. It moved up. Now people are taking profit, and it will just go back in the same area. Most likely, because it's really obvious right here that this used to be a resistance, so it will just revisit that. So 46.77. That's an area to watch out for. And let's see tomorrow if it touches that. Let's see again the other indicators. What message do we get from that? Ali. Oh, we already checked Ali. I didn't notice. So Ali, this used to be your support. Or did I do this yesterday? I forgot. Did I even open it? Oh, there is already Ali. Yeah. Ali's done, by the way. So let me just repeat that very quickly. We see that this could potentially create a support being formed in this area. Could be here or here, right? So let's just be conservative and put it right here. So this acted as your floor. It bounces each time it touches that. So it might revisit that area and create a brand new support right there. Or not create, but confirm the support, because this is already your support. And then it might then go, we don't know how long it will go on consolidation, but the next move could possibly be on the upside. SMC, I think we did this already. Let me see. Oh, there's already SMC. Let me erase this. So that's our support. It might revisit that. Shlph. Okay, your shlph, you're just within the support level. Okay, so that's a support area that used to be a resistance, and now that will be your support. So next possible move would of course be on the upside. And look at this. This is a constricted Bollinger Band. So that means, like what happened, constricted, and then we started to trigger the lower Bollinger Band. See what happened next. Boom, down. We can have something like that as well here. Okay, because it's now being constricted here. gtcap. gtcap will revisit most likely your support area. Okay, we can go from here. Let me just draw an area. It could be right here. Okay, within that range, either here or you want to go from here up to here. So from 396 to 410 level, that would be your area of support and possible bounce. So just watch out, see what the action is once the price hits that level. So what you want to see here is that if it touches that level again, you want your RSI to move in an upward direction. As you notice here, there's an increase in the price, but obviously because it increased right here. But what if it goes back there? Do I still see an upward direction in the RSI? If you see that, then that's a good sign, because that's what you call a bullish divergence. Okay, so watch out. It might dip, and at least you know where it could potentially bounce. MAH. Yes, as well, it might go back here. Okay, 1.46, possible area of bounce, but it will dip most likely tomorrow. People just took profit. How many percent was this? This was I think 20+% in one day. So it's a significant increase. So what do we expect? People will take profit. It's a 28% increase. Okay, that's fine. It's just it makes the stock healthier. MAC also stabilizing, another constricted Bollinger Band, and we're now moving above the MA20 line. So I feel that it will just move sideways first. Sometimes it does, but who knows, tomorrow you have big jump right again. Okay, so 4.65 for me is a possible area of entry. That's your support. SMPH. It revisited your support as well. 28.39 is this 28.32. That's an area of support that we see right there. It might dip a little lower tomorrow. MBTI or MBT? Let me see. No, it's MBT. Okay. MBT might revisit this line again, just sideways. Okay, but look at that. Your volume yesterday, so if this is 100 people, we can say that only 30 people exited the trade. But if you're going to combine the volume of this plus this, so 2 days, it increased, right? So you have just this much who exited the trade. And then if it will dip further, so that means that people are still staying there. And if it will dip, it might just revisit 37.62. Okay, let me read some of your messages. Wow, nice. Thank you, Maria. Galing, thank you, very well explained. So, which part? Was it the support and resistance? I tried my best to really simplify it. AXLM, this is from Kevin. Let me just write that down. Hi, may I ask about Meg Ali Dito? Meg Ali Dito and Max. Okay. Although some of them I already reviewed, but I can revisit that. We still have a few minutes left. Hi, ma'am. Just want to ask if you only use RSI and Bollinger Band during day trading. Yes. RSI, Bollinger Band, and pair it with volume as well, and candlestick. Candlestick plays an important role because the formation or the kind of candlestick that we see, we cross-reference it with support and resistance. Don't forget about that. I highly use support and resistance. So come to think of it, my chart is so simple, but there are a lot of considerations there. Candlestick, Bollinger Band. In the Bollinger Band, there's an MA20, the blue line that I have there. It's already part of the Bollinger Band. The volume, the RSI. So there. Support resistance. Okay. Just if you only, if I am invested in Maxis Dito, should I hold for now until my target price? Okay, so it depends on where you entered. Okay. But if you're a long-term investor, these price levels are already very attractive price levels. If you're a believer of the fundamentals of these companies and the future growth of the company, just don't mind the noise because you're looking at the possible profit in the long term. But again, if you're trading in a trader's mindset, these indicators we highly consider. So Maria, yes, the support and resistance. Got it, got it. Do you think the market will continue to fall, or should we expect a bounce back soon? We have to be very vigilant with the news, especially because we're under a very critical situation, which is the pandemic. If there's really no progress in the condition of the Philippines, the volume of cases that we have every day, if it's not slowing down, then that could also influence. It's possible that the people moving the market right now are the big whales with deep pocket. We don't know. They could really make the market move, especially because the overall volume of the Philippine Stock Exchange is just worth one company in the US. Okay? It's even possible it's just worth, like, who knows, even smaller than Facebook or smaller than Google, or it could be Netflix, equivalent to a Netflix. We really cannot tell. So in other words, if you're rich and you have the money, you can make it climb, and then all of a sudden you can make it drop. So you're surprised for the past few days, we already have been moving to the upside, and all of a sudden here we have some declines. But if you know the technical analysis, you will be able to see that. So we were able to see that because, individual stocks, that is. So, but then again, I'd like to also say that unless you're right here, Daniel said, no COVID-19 vaccine, no reserval yet. We're also very dependent on the situation in the world situation. Imagine the US, we're already more than 600,000 plus cases. And this is the giant, and it's slowing down the economy. It's really crashing it. So if you want, okay, so again, just remind yourself, what's your objective? I'm not saying we will not be able to get out of this. If you're an investor, you buy and forget. But if you're a trader, it's really critical to really study technical analysis, because you will be taking profit at one point. It could be weeks, it could be days, it could be just minutes after you enter. So see the big difference. Okay. Do you think the market could question, Carlos Cruz. I normally hear that if support breaks, then it will fall to the next support in day trading. As long as the candle breaks that support, does it mean we look at next support already? Okay, again. I normally hear that if support breaks, then it will fall to the next support. That's correct. Or it could fall to the previous resistance. In day trading, as long as the candle breaks that support, does it mean we look at next support already? You always, well, I cannot really speak right away because there are a lot of considerations that you have to also consider. But you always have to be 2-3 steps ahead. That you plot your support, first support. If it gets broken, where could it possibly drop? Because there's what you call a stop loss levels. Because if you don't consider the next support, what if the next support is way down there, right? That would be scary. So that means that price could potentially drop so low. But if the next support is just right, very near, then you might consider, okay, I can still manage that kind of loss because I know it will jump or bounce in that area anyway. Is it okay to invest in stocks right now, or should I wait for another decline of stock price? Um, are you an investor or a trader? So that's my next question. Because if you're an investor, um, we know that price is currently dropping because there was a resistance reached maybe at one point. You check the next support and find out if there will be a possible bounce there. But if you are, so that's a trader, okay? But if you're an investor, still you have to know that, because that way you can haggle at a much cheaper price. And then of course, now that you've entered, then just wait for it. I don't know when you'd like to take profit, but considering investors, normally investors would stay in a stock for 5 or more years. Hello, Miss JD, new follower here. How about pure gold? I don't know if you discussed it already. Sorry, I'm a little late. That's fine. I'm adding it. Okay, sorry, I got carried away, but let me continue. I now have the last stock here is MBT. fmetf, First Metro. Okay. Alright, so you had a possible resistance here, right? Before this red candlestick, we didn't really see that as a resistance. And because it started at that level and proceeded downwards, now we're plotting this as a resistance. Because for 2 straight days, it's like a ceiling. It got rejected, okay? So that now is your resistance. Well, it might go down, and where could it possibly stop? Of course, your previous support. So resistance, if it goes down, it will revisit your next support. But look at this, there was a slight bounce here. So I want to make sure that could this be a possible bounce? So what I'm going to do here is check a Fibonacci retracement tool. So this is a tool that allows you to see which areas could it possibly bounce. It's important that you have some key areas to watch out for so that you don't just guess. Okay, from the lowest point, some people would use the wick here. So when you go up here, you also use the wick, but I don't use the wick, only the body and then the body here. See that? So there is a possibility that this, okay, so that's your ceiling, that it could potentially bounce here, right? Now, if you want, you can wait for the price to touch this level again and enter. If you see some confirmation, let's say a green candlestick. And if that gets broken, you know where it could potentially go down next. That would be in your 82.73. If it goes down further, it will be under 80.49. Let me remove this. There you go. I'll remove the line so it doesn't confuse you. There. So it could potentially bounce here, which is very close to our retracement area there. It created a support there. Or here, and then here. Although some people would consider up to 0.618 area, but here I'd like to stop at this level because this is also where your MA20 is. And then MA20, when you start to move above the MA20, that could act as your possible area of bounce as well. So this 1, 2, 3, 3 areas to use as a possible area of support. And normally we want to enter at the support area only. Now I get why resistance can become a support as well. It's all coming together. Oh, that's nice. In one of your videos, you mentioned you don't check your port every day. I don't. So that means I'm an investor. Yes, in the Philippine market, I'm an investor. If only you know my my day job really requires 101 focus. I manage a lot of people in the office, especially because we're in a work from home setup. The challenge has doubled. I really want to make sure I'm able to communicate with everyone. So when I have time during weekends, that's when I trade. But I have a riskier approach to trading. I do binary options, but I manage the amount that I trade. It's just me. Okay, I think we're back. Bloom, yes, Ronnie. I'll add that. So let's continue with AXLM. Okay, so AXLM, you had some resistance here, right? This stock has given you several days to decide. If you have already entered in this stock, you could have already taken profit to lock in some profit. For several days, 1, 2, 3, 4, even here, 5, 6, it already gave you a chance that, hey, I'm near the roof. If you want to lock in some profit, exit now. So it's already starting to decline and it might go back in your MA20 line. See that? And why did I put it there? This used to be a resistance, right? Resistance, resistance, and there was a rejection and it dropped right here, created a consolidation again. Each time it hits this level, it's like a ball. It bounces up and then eventually we were able to break that. Now, because you've broken that previous resistance and you have your new resistance here, when it retraces, your previous resistance becomes your support. At the same time, another conviction here is that, or another hint, is because you're right at that MA20 line. Normally, that's where it bounces. Okay, so it might dip, guys. 2.28 is the next area to check out. If it goes lower than that, or it breaks that, then the next possible support we see is 1.88. Meg also is resting. It has been on a steady climb for several days and it might revisit this line. Okay, resistance here, broke that line and 2.45. Okay, so that's a possible area of support. It might reach that line and from there decide if it will create a green confirmation or it bounces in their area, then you can enter now. Okay, Ali Don Vito. Just to review that again because that's the first stock we checked. So this is a possible area of support. This used to be resistance here, right? There was a rejection that's happening. Rejected, touched it again, rejected, touched it again, managed to break it. Now if we will go back, it will just go back to the resistance and bounce. Maxis. Okay, see that? This candlestick is what we call a shooting star. Let me go back. Candlestick shooting star. This one. Okay, this is a shooting star. So that when it comes out at a resistance area, that means there's a change in direction. And true enough, it was confirmed today. There's another red candlestick, so it might go back and revisit this. You know, there was a gap up that happened here. Another thing you also need to take note of, when a gap up or a gap down happens, the price will revisit that gap and fill that gap. So I have a feeling it will go back and revisit that, fill that, and then bounce again. Pure gold. Pure gold is also resting. If you want, you can use a Fibonacci retracement to closely monitor this stock. Okay, so first possible area of bounce is here, next would be here, and next would be here. Lowest you can get would be 0.618, but if you want to be conservative, you can only watch it up until here. If no bounce happens, then just find another stock, because this downtrend might not be over yet. So at least you know where to enter and exit. If you want to just day trade this, normally you start with a longer time frame and you work your way and a much faster. So you probably want to look at the weekly to see an overall picture of the direction, and then you go daily, and then you go 15 minutes or 5 minutes, right? So in the 15-minute chart, you're already above here, right? Steady climb, and it's resting, so it might trigger some more movements downwards. Still the same concept, guys. I did not change my indicators. I just changed the time frame, but I still follow the same methodology. Bloom. Bloom, this is your resistance. Looks like it will break this MA20 line and go back here. Okay, so this is where we want to plot our possible area of bounce, which is your support. So 492 against 605. Sometimes it will just move within that range first before it flies up. It rallies to the upside, but overall you're still at a very cheap level. Okay, so be extra careful. We're currently sitting at very near a resistance area, and I am 12. It's fine. I'm still here. I already checked out SMC, but I can repeat that. We're currently in a retracement mode, or what you call a correction. There's so many terms: a decline, a correction, a dip, but it will go down and might revisit 94.84. That's an area of support that we have plotted. But look, San Miguel is San Miguel. I know some of you would like to trade this, but I want you to look at the bigger picture and see the full potential of a stock. San Miguel is, of course, a very established company. If you will just talk about investing and just want to have a regular income out of the money that you've invested, let's say, just let it sit there for 5-10 years, you will already gain every 3 months with just the dividends alone. For the past how many years, this has been giving us steady dividend play almost every quarter. Right, like that. See that? October, December, June. See that? So plus, if you enter at a low level, which is the dip that happened now, another profitable decision you will have there. So that's for you. I am 12, and what's this? I hope you were able to hear that. That's SMC. Okay. Any other requests, guys? Wow, this is such a productive night, and I love that our viewers are growing. I'm so excited. And I hope you continue to support our channel by visiting us in our live every night. And thank you for your support. And I hope you do subscribe and share our channel to your friends and family so we all learn the stock market and its potential. Okay? In the meantime, you have a great evening or great morning wherever you are. Okay, I am too upset. I didn't even consider the dividends. Thank you. You've alleviated some of my fears. Don't be scared. You're in SMC. Are you invested in SMC? Um, yes, it will drop, but this is a big company. Man, if this pandemic is over, people will celebrate and they will drink beer. And then we're back to normal. You're rich again. In the meantime, you guys, I was late. Can you review video RLC? John Ray. Okay, let me do that. You guys are so lucky. We're having work from home, so I can just adjust my shift tomorrow. So, okay, this is what happened here. This is the support level that we have for video, and then you had a temporary bounce right there, but that did not sustain. People took profit, and it might revisit your support. And we really cannot tell if it will linger in this area for quite some time before it goes up. Okay, so your condition here is this line should not be broken. If that gets broken, it depends on your objective. If you are a, a trader, you cut your loss early. Okay, but if you're an investor, if it dips again, you can add some more. It all depends on your objective. What might be wrong in my perspective could just be right in yours. Okay, RLC. RLC is also revisiting this line, okay, which is your support. It didn't sustain. Okay, that the jump there did not sustain, and it happens. It's fine. It gives other people a chance to enter as well. But definitely, I see this area as a strong support because for several days it's just bouncing in that level. Okay, so there you have it, John Ray. That's for you. Okay, so yeah, good night, everyone, and you take care always. Let's chat again tomorrow. Okay, bye bye for now.